Let's do it.
Let's check it out. This letter is a notice of violation and order issued pursuant to building code. So whoever did live here missed them by a month.
This don't make no damn sense.
Somebody gotta live here.
So that's it. Those were our 3 addresses.
No more addresses?
That was it. Well, let's get back in the car.
All right,
It's cold.
let's go.
I don't want to get back in the car. Because
Oh,
I'm going to find something.
I mean, we're trying everything we can.
Come on. And the reason why you stupid idiot can never find who Tony is because I'm Tony.
What's going on?
Why the would you do that?
Because
Bring my
you
years though, cause that ain't
you
cool.
should have never called me a fat ass.
Sherry pie.
You get mad out for that little bitty though. That's
It's
up.
life. Deal with it.
There ain't no Tony.
Wait a second.
Oh, well.
For real, 3 years? I'm thinking it's Tony. You ain't no Tony.
It's life. You have to deal
There ain't
with
no
it. That's
life.
it.
That's bull.
That's not bull.
It's over. Don't talk to me ever no more, and I mean that.
It was the right thing to do.
Howdy, y'all! It's your boy, Josh.
And your girl, Brenda.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Brenda got up today.
I decided I wanted to do so first things first. Let's talk about what everybody's talking about. Y'all saw that cold opening. The Escandalo.
Oh my God, girl. I knew you had it in you, but I didn't think you was gonna get caught.
She was trying to get lots of things in her back then,
Apparently.
But so if you haven't pieced it together, Sherry Pie is the second contestant in RuPaul's history to be disqualified. She is out because of some allegations of catfishing many years ago, young up-and-coming actors.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay,
I mean,
do it.
how do you feel about that? First of all, you're talking about several years ago, a different time, a different place, a different state of mind. Is that something that she should deal with right now?
I feel like it was probably handled. She got called out, and it was sorted. And if it was many years later, the show has an obligation to investigate that and not put girls on the contestants. I shouldn't just say girls, but not put people on the show that have this problematic history, and then they've got to do this backtracking now.
Right.
But it's only the second time in 12 seasons. The first time was a little vague, and it was more like Willem was sneaking out to get supply. So it wasn't really that bad to get disqualified. But this time...
Well, in this time, we don't know much information. We haven't got a lot of details. We do know that it was some kind of allegations about Sherry Pie catfishing and posing as a female casting agent that was going to work with Tim Burton on a Nightmare Before Christmas musical.
Oh shit, I would have done it.
Ended up casting all these fresh, young-faced boys and talking them into doing compromising situations, including on the camera for her.
But that's on them, okay? Truly, I believe that's on them.
Right.
If somebody tells me I need to crank one out on camera for my audition, I'm gonna raise some questions.
I mean, for Nightmare Before Christmas, the musical,
Okay,
we need you to masturbate on camera, please.
I would have done it for Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's my shit. But I would have been suspicious.
Right.
Just say. So going forward, the show has decided they're gonna leave Sherry in. They're not gonna cut anything because it's not fair to the other contestants. She just will not participate in the finale.
Well, it just came out. They don't have any time to edit that. They got a production schedule. Can you imagine all the editing they would have to do if they tried to go back and take her out?
And especially like we see in this episode, if she does well.
Yeah.
So let's get into all that. You're here for the show. Let's start. We are back with the second set of girls, and first in was...
Oh, yes. We have Rock'em Sakura.
Can I just say this now? I have a crush on Rock'em Sakura.
I kind of do too.
She came in giving me Sailor Moon again, giving me anime, very pink, K-poppy. But she was crazy and wild and had a fun personality.
And not a little twiggy Asian like Plastique, and looked like she got a little meat to her bones.
And it's firm meat, so it's just not like round and bubbly like kimchi.
Right.
This is some circuit party meat. I was into it. She had a little titties and some thick booty. Ooh.
She's been going to the gym.
Yes,
All
I
right.
love
But
it.
other than that, I mean, I really like her style. She does the same sort of anime makeup, and it's really I'm interested to see what she does because she looks creative and she is very personable. So I want to see her turn it out. Then we had coming in our New York City turned LA queen. I knew there had to be some kind of New York City connection in there. Dahlia Sin.
Dahlia Sin from the House of Aja.
Ooh, Aja.
And she very much looks like she's from the House of Aja. Let's be real.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling her. She was, when you get this attitude of like, I'm better than everybody and all I do is talk shit.
Yeah.
I don't have to play nice. I just want to look fierce and talk shit about everybody else.
Yeah, so she
I'm like-
comes. Yeah, so she comes in with this denim, shredded, multi-denim dress with a denim overcoat. I like this. I wasn't like, wow, look at her. She's the fashion look queen. But then when they, as you said, when they went to her confessionals and she was all like, well, we just talk shit about her. I'm like, this is not going to make me like you and want you to win.
Speaking of Tim Burton, it's like that dead corpse bride makeup. That's like, you know, with that red around the eyes.
It's not, well, yes, but it's very Bratz doll.
Yeah.
That's what that Aja aesthetic is. It's kawaii Bratz doll. And she was serving it. So I hope that she humbles herself a little bit.
Right,
And
she
can
better.
calm down.
Right. Okay, then we had, here's your...
Sherry pie.
Oh my God, I know, Sherry Pie. Knowing since we watched these on Saturdays instead of Friday nights, we had already heard the tea about what happened on Friday. So watching her come in, knowing that she's eliminated, I was like, oh, but I like this.
Oh yeah, this was,
I like
if your name is
this.
Sherry Pie, of course your iconic outfit has got to be a cherry pie dress.
Yes, she knew what to do.
And I knew that was coming, but like I didn't expect it to be so fierce and so elegant.
Sickening.
And the little number one, like a prize fair
The
pie.
blue ribbon?
The blue ribbon.
Yes. My mother's name is Sherry, so I've been waiting for a girl named Sherry to get on the show, and I'm so sad that it's had to come to this,
Yeah.
but girl turned it out.
Here
so.
comes Sherry Pie, there goes Sherry Pie. All right, yeah, so we're going to see what's happening. Then we're back in New York City, I believe, again
Yes.
for Jan.
Yes. I thought this is so funny that Rockham immediately goes, like Jansport. No, we don't do that. But they didn't make that big of a deal for Britta in episode 1. I was like, they really played on this you can't say Jansport
Right.
shit this
I got
episode.
tired of hearing it. I'm like, okay, we get it. Just Jan.
But
Why don't you
Jan-
just change your name to Just Jan.
She did by the end of the episode, so I'll give her that.
Yeah, but that's from the Brady Bunch, remember? Marsha and Just Jan.
I thought it was just Jack from
Oh yeah, maybe
from
it's that
Will and
too.
Grace. She's working with it. She's a smart girl. She's working. But this look, Mama, yes, I want to steal this. I want this. It was a sequence jersey dress with
Cheerleader coat.
with a coat. So I looked this up why she's called that. She apparently like plays rugby and she's very into sports, track and field. She's very competitive. So she's bringing that to her drag and I liked it. So I'm excited for her.
When then all of a sudden later when they get in the challenge and she starts being like a Broadway musical theater queen expert, I'm like, wait, I thought she was a sporty queen.
Ow.
Like, those are two things that don't really go hand in hand. I'm not saying you can't do both. I'm just saying you don't see it very often.
I didn't have that much time in high school and college to be on the sports scene and that.
Oh, I was, baby. I was pleasing the athletes under the bleachers and being the musical theater queen.
Okay, so we're gonna move on after that.
Next was Jada Essence Hall.
Jada Essence Hall. From her Meet the Queens, I was really excited for Jada because I thought her dress in the Americana was the best. She looked sickening, put together, and she had a very pageant way of presenting herself. When she comes in here, I was like, who finally decided to dance with Whitney Houston from 1985?
Oh, good.
Because she looked sexy.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you didn't like it. I was like, what?
No,
Yes,
loved
this
it.
beautiful, like, turquoise blue and black from head to toe. I mean, this was like a slender ebony princess coming
Yes,
in.
Caribbean
Ready,
queen.
going to the Met Gala or some kind of beautiful big event. And I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Gorgeous.
So did this do anything to change her? Because you said you didn't like Jada that much from Meet the Queens. You weren't feeling her.
Right.
Did this change anything?
This look, yes. Till later in the episode, then she's back on the list.
It was short-lived, but this
Right.
look saved it. Yeah.
Which makes me feel kind of bad because I'm wearing a redneck camouflage hat and hating on all the black queens. Except for Heidi in Closet, that bitch is.
Because she lives where they wear that hat. So.
Right.
So.
So hopefully one of them turns it out for me because now I just look like an asshole, but really it's because they suck.
So you still look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're that girl I knew you were.
Last but not least, coming in the workroom, we had Aiden Zane. Yeah, from Aiden's Meet the Queen, I was very excited. She was a little more demure, soft-spoken, but I liked what she was wearing, so I thought that was going to come through. This look, however, it's a little Ada Mae Wong, like Ada Wong from Resident Evil, Assassin, but she's not Asian.
Yeah, that kind of confused me too. I'm like, wait, white boy? The way she does her makeup is like Asian, so I'm like, is that cultural appropriation? I don't know.
I don't know what.
She's just quirky. She's a weirdo.
Yes.
And I might end up liking her. I don't like her so far. But you know, I always like those weirdos. What was that one from Dragula that said she was like 76,000 years old?
Louisiana Purchase.
No, it wasn't Louisiana. It was the creature.
Oh, that's
known
that Yovska.
Yovska.
The creature known as Yovska.
See, this Aiden sort of reminds me of that. Has that aesthetic. It's just kind of out there.
With her titty ass.
Yeah, and she says she claims to be horror drag. So I'm like, well, maybe you should be on Dragula.
I heard rumors that Aiden was supposed to be on season 3 of Dragula, so I was a little shocked to see Aiden here.
Well, it's a bigger audience for sure. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you had the choice to do both, do you want to be exposed to thousands of people or millions of people?
Don't do Dragula like that. They've got
I'm
an
sorry,
audience.
Boulet Brothers, baby. I know you do.
They're working on it. But we'll see how Aiden does. This look?
Yeah. But then RuPaul's look.
Well,
here we go. That's
still in that Barbara Streisand on the video. I'm gonna leave that alone because we're in for that for the whole season. But RuPaul comes in this boy look.
I mean, white, floral-ish suit.
I like the suit.
Pencil suit.
I did like the suit. I like the
with a plain
shoes.
white classic T-shirt under it. A
Yes.
wide-brimmed white, what do you call that, safari hat,
Fedora.
I suppose? Fedora. Yeah, but
They're wide.
it's bigger than a fedora because it's like really...
But like a traditional flat brim fedora.
Yeah.
That's what those
That's
are.
it.
Yeah.
And then she got, what, like a neon green do-rag on?
Like last episode, she's working the Alicia Keys raps. I guess Alicia sold her a box or two.
She
of
came
them.
out and we were both like,
Do you know what it was? I gasped like that time I saw The Devil Wears Prada in theaters, and there's that scene where Anne Hathaway walks in to see the fabulous Miranda at home, and she had been crying because her husband was getting a divorce, and the whole theater went, oh! And this is what I felt on Ruth's face. She'd been crying all nighter. Maybe she just found out AJ and the Queen got cancer.
Maybe.
So let's have a little toast.
I think we need to drink our fireball to that. Cinnamon coffee, yum.
So that's delicious, but her face was not. And she came in to tell the girls, there, you're here, 6 of you, let's do it. You're gonna do a spring fall fashion show. So we're doing that shit again.
I like when you're dealing with this kind of concept of like half the girls and the other half the girls, and the audience clearly knows what's going on, and we're like, okay, we've seen it, but then they're playing it like, oh, it's a big shock because clearly the girls don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like they're playing it more to them, and we're just sitting here going, okay, hurry up and get through into this bullshit.
And I'm thinking to myself, ooh, that was a bitch to edit last time. All those looks. I'm like, I gotta do it again.
Yeah, no, but at least they kept the playing field fair and consistent.
That's true.
Well, almost. I mean, there's a rap versus a very slow.
We have lots of things to say about that. All right, the girls were then charged to once again do the fashion shows. They had to present a spring look first and then a fall look.
Yes.
And so who were your tops in spring?
I think for spring, I really liked the Jan look, the little German village girl.
Yeah, with her little corset and her little spring pedal.
Yeah, really cute. And I think the best to show in both was Dahlia. I like what she was doing and how she was serving like the neon wig.
Yeah.
And, even though they called it, didn't she call it pumpkin?
Yeah, she
Like,
did.
I'm like, bitch, that is not pumpkin. You need to get your ass checked. So, what about you?
For me, the top spring look was Rock'em Sakura. Rock'em Sakura, yes. She mentions later that her little cape she painted on. It had her as like Sailor Moon with the big pink afro puffs, and she was wearing a cherry blossom afro puff wig. So I loved that.
I loved the concept, and I loved the cherry blossom / Japanimation thing, and I loved it even more at the very end when she said, "This is my art. I designed it, and I put it on a cape," and I'm like, bitch, slay.
Yeah.
But I hated it when it came out because it was so busy. There was too much going on. There was so much print. There was so much and the way it moved, I was like, what the hell is that mess? My eye could not focus to see one thing. So it's like too much is too much.
You don't ring bonga, so that's...
I guess that may be true.
And then for fall, my top was Sherry Pie because she was giving me Zorro meets Liza Minnelli.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
She did well the whole time. I thought probably Rock'em Sakura was my favorite fall look because I thought it was much better, and I love the color contrast. It was much more classy and elegant and elevated than her first look. But let's talk about the worst. I mean, there were some pretty rough looks in there.
Oh, okay. Well, do tell. I didn't feel that way.
I thought both of Aiden's looks were awful. And especially the one, I think it was the fall look, that looked like her grandma helped her get ready and like crocheted her some socks.
Those crocheted leg warmers over the high heels. I actually like that. I want that.
Pulled out like those sheets from the 70s that they had to like wash all the dust off because they've been in the closet forever to make that top.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and the judges loved it later, and I'm going,
oh no,
I hated both those
Let's
looks.
not waste time on that because the judging was tomfoolery because it had to be tomfoolery from last week. They had to be even tomfoolery, so that's fine. So yeah, that was the mini challenge. We're getting a taste. I will say special shout out to Jada because Jada did well, even though she wasn't our top or bottom anywhere, but she did really spectacular in this challenge. And
then we jump into the workroom.
Yes.
And
Rue's back.
obviously, Rue's back. Oh, Jesus. We had to keep it the same, so they had to create some kind of choreography and create a story about themselves to sing or rap. In this case, sing.
Yeah, so this...
I guess in that way it's sort of like the rapping episode.
Yeah, so this challenge was they were going to create a musical Fosse-esque number called You Don't Know Me. You don't know me. Bet you would have done the same. But this... So they are... We're both musicians, performers. We live probably closer to musical theater world than the rap world.
Right.
So how do you feel? I feel like I would have done much better at this one than last one.
Oh God, yeah. You ask me to rap, please. Yeah, but I can turn out a little show tune now in a minute.
Right.
So it was definitely for girls like Jan and Sherry that have a background in theater and acting. That's great.
Yes.
For girls last week like Gigi that had to rap, she killed it. But I didn't think she was going to. I was like, wow, this is sort of,
So once they get the challenge, then they have to decide, once again, someone needs to be the choreographer and get it all together. So they're having this discussion, and I liked Rock'em here because she was like, okay, this is what Fosse is about. These types of movements. It's this, it's that. Does anyone feel like they can present that? And Sherry, this is why I like Sherry, because Sherry was like, oh yeah, I know this, but I'm not volunteering to be the choreographer.
I'm not being the head.
No ma'am, I'm not putting myself. I think, Rock'em, you got it, girl. You got it.
Always choose the younger one to sacrifice.
Right.
Out there.
Well, here, Rock'em's older than Sherry. Because Sherry's 27.
Girl.
Right. But then there's this, so they get out into the rehearsal space, and everything seems to be going well. Then Jay, I don't know what happened to Jay.
Every time we do a new pose, I think we should change the levels. So if you're low, go high.
So I feel like that's going to be a lot. But it's only like 2 or 3. Okay.
So
okay.
Because that just confused me. I'm very concerned because I know that learning choreography is not my strongest suit. So we don't have to really produce a Broadway production because we don't have that much time, and sometimes that can take years. That's what I was trying to say, because I'm like, I don't want nobody like struggling to be like,
Let's try one more time.
Yeah,
let's just figure it out.
because we need to get off the beginning. Yeah, this is taking too long.
Keep it simple and detailed. That's what Fosse's all about. Not about doing like, ooh, ah, ee,
That's what I've been saying. I definitely feel like maybe my opinions are not valued. From the beginning, I said we should have did something simple, didn't listen, then now we stuck here. The simplicity is now like out of the window. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's simple if people did not catch where they should be when they should be.
Do you not feel like you know the transitions?
Not really, no.
Me neither.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Like, it's really just walking and blocking.
If you're used to doing that, then it's walking and blocking. But if you are not used to walking and blocking, baby, it's gonna be
I mean, but it would have been that either way. Either we would have had all the time and it would have been walking and blocking.
But the thing that I'm saying is if we walked and blocked when we had time to walk and block, then people would have had time to learn where we were walking and blocking too.
You're not really contributing that much to what we were trying to do.
From the beginning, I said we do not need to produce a Broadway show. I said we need to make sure it's nice and simple. You saw that I had offered advice several times. I even said like,
You
hey,
said
does anybody listen to me?
and then you said, let's do
I
this.
said simplify and I offered advice.
Girl, shut the fuck up. Everybody stop arguing. We're just going in circles. It's making me so fucking nervous. I am like on the verge of tears at this point.
Girl, this is what this show is about.
That's where she lost me. I loved her first look, and then all of a sudden she's out there bitching and complaining
Just
and moaning
bitching.
and wasting time and going, well, I can't do that. I'm not a dancer. Then bitch, pack up your shit and go home. I'm just saying, if you can't challenge yourself from day one and try to actually do something when someone else is teaching you how to do it, then I got no time for that foolishness.
Yeah, I agree. I'm usually trying to defend that person who's like, I'm not sure. No, girl, this is what you signed up to do here, so shut up. And they were talking, and like Aiden's very quiet, and we see how they like to play that on the girls. Like, that girl usually goes home episode 2, so we'll see. So I was really worried about this performance. Jan and Sherry are just turning it out.
Yeah, they walked away, and we didn't think there was any choreography done. Especially when they added it and makes it look like they're starting and walking down the runway and then Spears, and then having these musical theater Fosse poses. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they start in the chairs, all of Velma Kelly in Chicago. And we're like, wait, this is perfectly choreographed. How did they...
It really was. It's like, we didn't see any of that. So, RuPaul comes down the runway
with the biggest wig I've ever seen any drag queen wear.
It was pretty big.
I don't know how that bitch stayed on her head, because it was... Wonder how many it was.
How many wigs stacked? That's a separate bag wig. That's a couple of wigs. But this outfit, I don't know how to feel about it, because I didn't dislike it, but I did not love it, because it looked like she just rolled around in some green chickens, right? And just threw a gold cinching belt. And I'm not mad at a quick cinch belt.
It looked cute. I thought it was. I put hashtag green feather titties.
Hashtag green feather titties.
And confused with hashtag feather titties. And
our guest judges this week, along with Michelle and Ross, who's here this time, are the incomparable actress Thandie Newton.
Incomparable. I could compare it to a lot of shit. A cardboard cutout, for one. I think she might have been a cardboard cutout, because I don't think that bitch said 2 words the whole time she was on this show.
Well, not everyone is a good judge. Like, Nicki Minaj, great judge for Drag Race, because she got in there, she knows it. Thandie Newton, she's a lovely woman and a good actress in her own right, but she didn't offer anything to the girls today.
I thought she looked bored the whole time. I was like, can someone poke that bitch and make sure she's still breathing? But
and we had our other musical queer icon, Robin, was here.
From Sweden?
I don't know her like that. I mean, I acknowledge that we live for her, but I don't really live for her.
I think she's from Scandinavia somewhere. But yeah, she was cute and she did well. So let's jump into our performance.
This is You Don't Know Me by the Season 12 girls. And we start off, like Josh said, with the girls in cheers, even though we were shown they were going to come out and attack it and be fierce. So this was very much a Chicago. This was Fosse. Everyone's all in black looks.
Yes.
So I liked that they were paying real tribute to Fosse.
Yeah, the looks were great, actually. We had a little tribute to, we had like the Velma Kelly hat on one of the girls. We had like a full Liza look.
Yeah.
We had a Victoria look.
Yes.
And I just, I thought it was really classy and elegant. The lip sync was slow, so like, to me,
much slower
if
than
you're
the rap.
writing a song and it's brand new and you have like a day to write it and then memorize it, like slow is going to be a lot safer.
And the other thing is, they didn't really have to sing, or they were speak taught, like in Chicago. So Aiden Zane was first.
Yeah.
Aiden's verse, it was nice. I didn't mind it. And again, for all the things we just mentioned, it really helped Aiden because Aiden's more laid back. And so it was he was able to sell the kookiness. Oh, I have multiple personalities.
Aiden was the Liza one and told her story about how crazy he was.
Yeah.
I think, like, just out of the whole thing, my least favorite performance in this was Jada, and you liked her, and the judges liked her. But I remember like writing down, just jotting a couple notes down, and I watched her, and I'm just like, there's nothing to say. There's nothing that stands out to me that was like actually interesting or admirable or memorable.
So I think the reason why I like Jada, and maybe what the judges picked up on, Jada, even though we saw her in the episode, the judges don't see this part, but I was expecting her to just be a mess dancer-wise, or just like, I don't know, I was expecting less from her because
especially after that,
because of her attitude. But when she came out, she did light up the stage. Like, she really connected with the audience, and she was slapping her ass, and she was giving funny faces.
Yeah.
And so I think that really helped put her towards the top.
Yeah.
And especially her runway, which we'll talk about. Her runways are everything.
You know, like some of these drag queens, a lot of these drag queens start in the clubs at like 16, 17. They don't go to college, they don't get education, they don't get training. They end up like not having these like dance classes and specialized training like some of them do. And choreo and learning like moves is way different.
It's way different.
Snorting a line of cocaine and going out there and shaking your thing and jumping all over
Jesus,
stage.
don't talk about what I did on Thursday at Mickey's.
Oh God.
Okay, she's back. Look her. Yeah, that's a good point, because even someone like Kennedy Davenport, who's known as the dancing queen, the house down, she admits, I freestyle. I'm just in the moment. I don't really do choreo.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to know.
Who do you think was the best, the winner of the...
Sherry Pie.
Sherry was...
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Sherry and Jan being the Broadway girls, I appreciate, if you're going to say that's who you are, back it up. And they backed it up. And other thing, Rockham.
Yeah.
Rockham was bouncing. She decided to go for a little more campy, disheveled sort of feel, and she was doing splits, and she even did a jump split pop up into a fart, which I appreciated the hell out of.
Pop up into a fart. Was that planned, or did that just happen?
I don't know, but she made it work. It was in her lyrics, so work, girl. Yeah, but I thought Sherry, Jan, and Rockham really, really pushed this up and made this so much fun. It was a good, good performance.
It was a lot of fun. I'd like to watch it again. Okay, so they're pretty much judged only on their runway look.
RuPaul lets us know.
Tulle, yes.
Yes.
I love a good Tulle. I am a Tulle, so I thought this would be a great episode for me.
I've often thought that. So let's go over our looks for the Tulle runway.
Come to find out, tulle is actually a type of fabric. Who knew? I decided I would bring my tools today. Yes! So I even have some tools. A screwdriver, a flashlight, a bottle of lube. How'd this get in here?
I mean, you can't leave the house without some WD-40.
Tools of the trade. All right. Here's our moment for the camera. Get prep LA. Keep it safe. Don't be a tool.
Okay, that's enough.
We got it, girl. We got it.
All right, so I'm an Ohio Department of Transportation construction worker. What are you doing?
So I was gonna go sort of this route, but Jan went this route, and now you went this route. So I just whipped up something real quick, a little fresh geesh. I am giving you Joan Crawford had to get the hell up because that bitch Christina did not clean the way I knew. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt. So we are loofah. We've got our gloves on with our matching belts.
Girl, don't be scraping off too much dirt into that martini. We got coronavirus to worry about. Quarantine! Sequester this bitch! Sequester! Yeah, I did just get back from Eastern Europe. Woo.
Oh, I'm all right. Now let's talk about the runway. First up, we've had Aiden Zane, and she was giving this huge tent she was giving me something that we're going to the same place.
Big Tulle,
big Tulle dress, lime green, dark purplish wig. Loved it. Heel, Aiden.
Yeah. That was a great look for you. Next down was Dahlia Sin.
Dahlia, yes.
Dahlia was serving kinky boot realness. Those were some big ass red sparkly boots that would have made Billy Porter blush.
I love this from Dahlia. This was really sickening, and she gave me the essence of the Chola Banji girl. And her makeup was fierce.
I love the boots. I wasn't crazy about it. I didn't like the 80s curl thing, and I didn't like, she did have the tulle on her chest, but it was like nothing done to like go from the facade of being a boy to a girl, and having the paradox of like the bottom half being very feminine and then just having this basic boy look on the top. I was just like, So I give it a little wedge.
Next, coming down the runway, we had the essence of beauty herself, Miss Jada Essence Hall. And
baby, this was some yellow goodness.
I have always said the only people allowed to wear yellow are black people. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I just love this whole look because it was layered like a cake, and it was just giving me life.
And her face. Her face was everything. Heel. Definitely heel. Definitely heel.
Then next we had Jan doing the tribute to the tools that you use in daily life. I thought of this before she did, and I was like, I knew some bitch is going to take it. But I was like, all right, cool. And she was cute. She came out and did some little wrench work.
Yes. What I really liked is that her jumpsuit was made out of tulle. And she even said, I am bringing the Tulle to the T or the T double, whatever. She spelled them out, and I was like, smart girl, because some people at home are very confused.
Yes. Yes.
Because of that, I have to. Jan is going to receive my highest heel of the week.
Oh, really?
Yes. She had great entrance look. I loved her looks on the fashion show. I loved her in the challenge. This look was outside of the box and creative. Highest heel.
Cool. I give her a heel. All right, then we have our Asian princess, anime, Japanimation, Rakam Sakura.
Yes.
Making me hungry for fried sushi.
She was giving me loofah used by the community after Pride.
Ooh,
that is, I mean, it was sickening, but it was just a giant loofah with nothing but rainbow paint washed off.
Ooh.
And
I mean, that just gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking about that. I avoid West Hollywood. Can you imagine going to like a foam or loofah party there? You'd need to pack penicillin that night. Yeah, it was, to me, it reminded me of cotton candy. This was like thickums. This was like ton of tulle. She probably had $500 worth of tulle on her body.
I hope she drove down because there is no way she fit anything else into her 2 to 3 appropriated
right, that is true. Yes, exactly. So yeah, I liked it. Heel. The next was Sherry Pie.
Yes,
Sherry Pie.
We had Miss Sherry Pie coming down, and someone, Aiden had done a rain shower inspired look in the fashion show. So I was like, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? This is what Sherry brought for it.
Right, yeah.
And so I was like, oh, we've already seen a rain look, but I really liked it.
But it was better.
It was better because she had on her yellow slicker coat.
Yeah, she did a reveal.
Now she's the cloud.
Yes.
And she had the tears or the raindrops on her makeup. She threw up some stuff.
Lightning bolt cutouts.
Yeah,
it very was campy and shtick, and I liked it. Heel.
Now it's time for Brandon and Josh's top tops and bottoms.
Yay, my favorite. So, this week, my top, that's plural, was certainly Rock'em Sakura.
Okay.
And Sherry Pie.
Sherry Pie.
Yeah, they brought it on so many different levels. Funny, campy, good talent, good lip sync, good fashion, different looks. So, on all levels, those two.
Okay. My tops of the week were Sherry Pie, which is, again, sad now we know what's happening, because she did really well.
She did.
And Jan.
Jan was great.
But in the critique, in the judging, they were like, Jan's here to win. Jan is thinking about, how do I give a pageant answer? How do I show them something different? How do I become America's sweetheart? How do I do this? How do I do that? And they were like, keep it together, girl. That's a lot to balance.
Yes.
But I can't blame her. She's here to win.
She is, and she's doing it. How about your bottoms this week,
My bottom was Aiden Zane. I put Aiden in the bottom. And then I also... I had Jada in the bottom because keep in mind, we do this before we see the judges' opinions.
Yes.
So based on that, I was like, okay, Jada was there and she was a bitchy attitude.
Yes.
RuPaul knows about that. They act like they don't know that, but they know. So they tend to pick on the girls that don't do well personality-wise.
That's funny because rarely do Brandon and I agree on girls. Especially, I did not expect you to say Jaden was one of your bottoms. Jada was one of your bottoms.
Yes.
But same for me. Jada and Aiden. Jada and Aiden. That's why I keep getting mixed up. So yeah, same thing. I mean, really underwhelming looks. I didn't remember Jada from the lip sync, and then the judges praised her for it, so it's like, well, maybe they see something I didn't see if I go back and watch it again.
Yeah, everyone kind of got, like last week, that generic praise, we're not sending anyone home, sort of, we just want to feel you out. And I think I like that, actually.
Yeah.
I like, give us one solid episode where no one goes home, it's non-threatening, and if we can see still who's doing what, but then it feels like there's less pressure on them.
We might have 2 Devil Sachet episodes this season.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get through this shit, because now we are still with the same number of girls on episode 3.
We're gonna do groups of 4, and the losing group is all going home.
That Mariah Carey challenge.
Oh, they should
6 of them should have went at it last season. So they're going through and they're setting, just like last week, they're sending the girls back.
Safe.
And when they sent back Jan, I was, wait, what? And then they sent back Rock'em. I was like, what? One of those two should have been I was like, Sherry's gonna be in the top, clearly.
Mm-hmm. And then they chose Jada. I'll get it right by next episode, I promise.
By the finale. Please get it right by the finale.
Hashtag sorry, Jada. Yeah, and to be honest with you, Jada turned it out and was fierce in this, like...
Oh, in the lip sync.
Jada Essence Hall. Sherry Pie. I'm not sorry, my dears. Because you are the top 2 queens of the week. 2 queens stand before me. Prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync performance of Call Your Girlfriend by Robin.
And part of me was like, please let Sherry win, because that would be such a gag if Sherry wins on top of being disqualified and all this. I was like, oh my god, the first episode she did, Sherry even wins.
Yes.
So I was really hoping, but Jada was hungry. Jada was hungry.
Jada turned it out, and I had a newfound respect for her at the end of the day. So we'll see if she can keep her attitude in check and show that she wants it and show that same hunger during when they're working with just the queens and when they're working with the guest choreographers and everything else that's getting ready to come up.
Yeah.
I think she'll do great. But overall, I'm glad that we've met all the queens now, and we've had.
And now, at the end of the episode, the queens have all met each other because they walked back into their workroom, and I was like, they made the girls from Group 1 put on some other look, get a whole nother look together, just to meet these hoes. And I guess we'll see more of the looks, but I was already living for Widow's red dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And Gigi Good's Morticia Adams get up. It's like, what? I want to see more of that.
They flashed that shit up for like 4 seconds, and somehow Brandon got the.
Write it down.
I couldn't tell you what any of them was wearing.
Oh my God! And hiding closet had like a rainbow warrior princess look. I want to see these looks.
I don't think you're going to. I think they just had to slap that shit together to go into the workroom and have that one little. We'll see.
That's what we all do. We're all just slapping shit together.
Just slap it together and let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
She's my
Sherry Pie.
smile on your face, 10 miles wide. Looks so good, bring a tear to your eye. Sweet
Sherry Pie. Hi, I'm Sherry Pie.